So I finished playing through Donkey Kong 64, and for the first time in the years and years I've been playing that game. It's as old as me. It came out in 1999. It's turning 25 years old this year, and I finally 101% completed that game. I had never beat King K. Rules boss fight before. Did that, and importantly, I did all the golden bananas and smaller bananas, and really it's just the golden bananas because there's about 10 golden bananas in that game. They're just abysmal, and you know what? I'm gonna list them off. There's Diddy's metal fish, which is actually fine. It's a bit annoying with the moving around and the zingers bombing you while you're sniping. I mean, you can kill them, but they'll respawn, and the timer's kind of tight. But that one's normally fine. Except the problem with it is it's physically impossible to beat because of a game glitch. It does not work. If you have the sniper scope, that's an honorable mention. There's one of the is it Crazy Kong Clamor, something like that? Did they really name that one KKK? That one, not supposed to be beatable on Wii U Virtual Console, which is what I replay on, because the game was built with lag in mind. It's the creators knew that it was a very laggy game, so they adjust the timers and play test it based on the lag, and there's less lag on emulators, and because of that, that game does not function, and you have to cheese it by pausing every other frame to beat that one. But that one actually, if you do pause every other frame, it's fine. There's Donkey Kong's Ice Mage, which in Crystal Caves used to think it was terrible because you can only take 3 hits because they take a whole melon on every hit. Actually, not that bad. Once you learn the pattern, it moves in a consistent pattern. This ice maze, it's fine. I'm listing a lot of ones that are thought of as being terrible that are actually fine. Here's one that's genuinely bad. I don't like either of the beetle races. I think they're hard as shit. Just this big fucking beetle. On the first one, it's because he slams into you, and you have to race ahead of him to beat him, but he slams into you, and that's bullshit. And the second one, it's just hard to stay on that fucking slide as it moves around. But both of those I managed to beat. It was hard, but it was beatable. I'm actually one of the hardest. People forget how hard this one is. It's the fucking fly swatter minigame that you got in a few of the levels, especially the one where you have to fly to the top of Creepy Castle. And all of those are hard. They're not the big four. There are 4 just completely awful golden bananas in that game, and I'm going to list them in order of best to worst. And best is the rabbit race. I know the rabbit race, if you do it the way you're supposed to, it's essentially impossible. It's the worst fucking banana in the entire goddamn game. It is terrible, but actually there's a very commonly known exploit where if you jump in the barrel to give you super speed before the mini game starts, then it's more than doable. It's fine. It's not that hard. It's challenging. It's a tough mission, but it's average difficulty for a late game mission. And it's actually, I was surprised when I finally learned this trick to try and do the rabbit race, which I had never done before. The rabbit race is fun if you do that exploit where you jump into the barrel while he's mocking you for losing, so you start with the super speed. The rabbit race is a really good mission. Of course, the fact that to do that exploit you have to just sit around and lose a race is kind of frustrating, but it's not that bad. And then we have the owl race right next to it. That little fucking area is just obnoxious. It's hell on earth. That tiny little area where there are these 2 races. I think the owl race is legitimately worse than the rabbit race, and part of it's because the rabbit race has the exploit, but I just fucking hate that owl race. It goes on forever. You can't make a mistake because the owl will just stop if you miss too many rings. Not even miss them, just too slow with getting them. Did I not teach cut to this Bellsprout? I thought that's why I was keeping it around. It's just a terrible fucking level. I've complained last week about the hit detection and the fact that these rings, it breaks my fucking game. How the rings aren't actual fucking rings. They're 2D images on the 3D plane and they do not rotate with the camera, which makes understanding where they are in 3D space terrible. And the flying controls are awful. That one's terrible. I'd be it with save states. Fuck it, I'd be it with save states, which were in an official release of the game on the virtual console. So screw it, I'm being with save states. And finally, the second worst one. In Creepy Castle, Lanky has this mission where he has to, at the top of the tower, he shoots some targets, and that makes a balloon appear, and he can float up to it, and oh no, beaver bother, and it's got like, you have to get like fucking 20 of them or something like that, or maybe it's 15, but you have to do that in a minute, and it's just terrible. Beaver bother, they don't go in the fucking hole. It's a terribly programmed, just god awful thing. It's just awful. And then the worst one is after you do that terrible, terrible thing, you go. Where is it? Is it in the tree or in the crypt? I'm not positive, but you do. Actually, I think it is in the shack next to the hedge maze. Doesn't matter, but you're going with Chunky, and man, that beaver bother was terrible. At least it's over now, and I don't have to do it again. And oh, what's this second beaver bother? Your Majesty, there is a second beaver bother. Worse than there being a second tower. You know, it's just 2 beaver bothers in one stage. But I beat the game. It's fine. It was a game that I very much enjoy. I don't think I would like it if I didn't have all this nostalgia and play through it as a kid. But it's a very good game, and I very much enjoyed it. Except for all the parts that I didn't enjoy. A lot of the parts were terrible. And also I didn't mention, I haven't been talking much about this game. Like, I killed off Suicune and didn't really acknowledge this at all. But I grinded up Pokemon because I lost some Pokemon. I've got a Ninetales and an Executor trained up. I'm training up Magneton to evolve into Magnezone. That's what I'm doing currently. Okay. I just made a fucking 9/11 joke. It was a 9/11 a few days ago, and I had to go to like a 9/11 memorial event to cover it, and it actually wasn't so bad. It was like a guy from this sports lighting company in Iowa who was doing work in Rhode Island, like lighting games at the time, and got sent to New York City the day of like September 11th terrorist attacks to light up Ground Zero. And it was actually a touching, interesting story. I was probably the first time I've really had strong feelings about something related to 9/11, and I feel like that's a lot of people in like my generation that just don't have these strong feelings. Like, I talked to my mother about it that day, and that's like a defining moment in her life. She remembers the terror of like having very young children and feeling like the world is ending, and I don't feel anything. I have so little strong feelings. I like the metaphor I did is I probably feel about this about the same way you would feel about like the Titanic sinking. Like, wow, that was a sad thing that happened historically, but it doesn't really, I don't have any strong feelings about it, whatever. You know? And I think a lot of just people feel that way. And most people, like kids these days, they just fucking joke their asses about 9/11. It's a fucking meme. And honestly, I hate to say this, but also that's a fucking good thing that we are moving past 9/11 and not putting it up on this pedestal. Because, like, my childhood is the type of thing that just makes you so cynical of 9/11, as it was in my life, primarily used as this fucking Reichstag fire for anything the US government wanted. It's like, I remember being told, like, taught as a kid, remember, it's okay to kill the Muslims, because 9/11, they ain't human beings, just round them up and kill them. It's okay. It is okay if we torture prisoners, because 9/11, remember how scared you were on 9/11. Wasn't that just the worst thing that ever happened? Actually, we can just get rid of the Constitution. No one ever needed right to fair trial anyway. Just let the government take away anyone they want, lock them up forever, torture them, because that makes CIA agent sticks hards. They really get off on torture. And if you have a problem with this, don't you remember 9/11? Don't you remember how scared you were, how terrible 9/11 was? And really, look, it's just fucking bullshit. Like 9/11, I can never take it seriously as an actual tragedy because it will forever, because of the US government, be treated as this, in my head, as this cynical justification for mass slaughter. Like, 9/11 is a blip on the radar compared to the actions of the United States military in the years that followed, where the president just goes on TV and says, "Oh, 9/11, that was Saddam Hussein. We gotta invade Iraq. Also, they got nukes. They definitely got weapons of mass destruction. Let's just kill hundreds of thousands of people." Americans like, yeah, let's all slaughter them. Let's fucking bomb those goddamn hospitals. Let's kill everyone. Because wasn't 9/11 just so sad? Don't you just... Isn't it just terrible what happened? Like, this is an appropriate response. Any violence is an appropriate response. And the United States military... Like, George Bush killed far more people than Osama bin Laden. He is a worse person by a long shot. And that's not to say that, like, 9/11 was a terrible thing, but it's also... It's not fucking unique. It's not special. Like, in the past year, the United States government has funded and armed a terrorist organization that carried out 10 9/11s. There has been more than 30,000 civilian fatalities in Gaza, and I've, like, asked my fucking representatives. I've done talked to the fucking politician about this, and it's like, whatever, there's always casualties in war. And I bet if I were to ask that motherfucker, Chuck Grassley, what he thought about 9/11, he would be like, "Oh, that was the worst thing that ever. It is completely unforgivable. It's terrible. Killing civilians is always wrong, unless it's done by the United States or their allies. In that case, it's heckin' cool, because don't you remember 9/11, how terrible it was?" It's... Like, I can never feel anything strongly about fucking 9/11. Because it was just used as a tool for just such fucking evil that fuck it, screw it. You've lost the right to have people feel strong. They took that from you. The racist motherfuckers took that from you. And I like at that 9/11 memorial. It was a very nice service. They did mention, like, they did quotes about how 9/11 made us stronger and showed the heroism of the Americans, and that's fucking horseshit. That's an objective lie. The fucking rate of hate crimes in this country skyrocketed after 9/11s. Americans saw that and were like, wow, we are not committing enough hate crimes. Let's go murder some random neighbors of us for not being white. Like, that is as much a story of 9/11 as this lighting company lighting up Ground Zero during search and rescue. That is also part of the story. And, like, this fucking lighting company, their quotes for, like, how it showed the heroism of Americans are quotes from Rumsfeld and Bush. Like, those are violent, mass murdering war criminals. Like, it showed our hair. It's like America is a good place. Quote, Ted Bundy, wasn't he right? No, I think he's a violent fucking murderous psychopath. And I don't fucking know. Our country has a serious goddamn patriotism problem that needs to fucking die with a burning passion. Like, I have to fucking cover, like, 10 fucking patriotic thank the troops events a year for my fucking reporter job, and I'm so goddamn sick of it. Like, I attended, like, this thing where they give quotes of veterans and whatever. I'll take a photo and I'll write down their names because I want to not get fired, and, like, just read this poem. Don't thank the reporter for your freedom of speech. Thank the soldier. Don't thank the lawyer for your right to a trial. Thank the soldier. Actually, our soldiers hate the right to a fair trial. They fucking despise that. They hate it with a burning passion. As we've seen by Guantanamo, soldiers will abandon the Constitution in a heartbeat if they follow orders. If anyone is going to take away your fucking freedom of speech, it is going to be those soldiers you're giving quotes. Like, so don't fucking say, oh, those people who kill for the government without question, they're the ones who protect you from the government because they kill people for the government without question. And we know that the best way to ensure that the government does not oppress you is to give the government the ability to kill anyone on the planet without question for any reason, and hope that they don't use it. And I remember once seeing this guy at like a Memorial Day event, like this soldier who served in Iraq giving a speech about heroism, and it's kind of in it, he's trying to justify his own actions to yourself, and it's like, you know, when you join the military, it's not your job to question the war or if what you're doing is the right thing. It's because, the strength of the United States military inherently protects freedom. Like, just following orders and doing what the government says, that is how you keep people free. And even if you think war is horribly amoral and you're dying for nothing and you're just slaughtering civilians, you do what you're told because that protects freedom, because it protects the government. That was a dumb fucking speech. It was more honest than most speeches about the U.S. military. Our country worships violent murderers, and it's a bad thing. There's not a more dangerous or cruel terrorist organization on the planet than the United States military. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for having said that, but whatever. Let me get up the map of this because I don't have it memorized. My new Ninetales has been doing very good in these gyms. I'm glad I was right to train up in Ninetales. So it's I just to get the trainer. Oh, I got take this trainer out first. Let's do a channel comment while I wait. On the epilogues video, a thought I just had: black holes, miscommunication, secrets, isolation, things that are irrelevant until they aren't, finding meaning and meaningless. These are all totally Void's domain. Roxy might be narrating Candy. Interesting, but no, I don't think there's evidence for that at all. Roxy is not the narrator of Candy, I don't think. There's really no, because Roxy has a very particular way of writing that we see from, like, Roxy. By the way, Roxy might be my favorite writer in Homestuck, when we only briefly see their, like, wizardy fanfic, and it's just the best shit ever. There should be more Roxy writing things, I think. Roxy is great. Oh, God, just stop! Oh, I forgot to turn animations back on. I turned them off when I was grinding. Let me turn those on. I'll also heal off my Ninetales. Like, Roxy's great. So I've been doing a little bit of work on my next Homestuck video, but I've actually been doing a lot of work on my Batman video, because I don't want to, that one's going to be longer, and I want to get a good start on it. And so this week I watched Batman, and I watched Batman Returns. And man, Batman Returns is it's a movie. It's so horny. It's just cartoonishly horny. And the main source of the horniness is just Penguin. He's just so fucking horny. Hey, what's Penguin's motivation in this movie? Well, you see, Max Schreck wants him to run for mayor, and Penguin says, I don't want to be mayor. And then he says, no, think about it. If you become mayor, you can, and this is a direct quote, you will be given unlimited poontang. Unlimited poontang. This is a line in a Batman movie. This is a line in, ooh, this is the dark and edgy and mature Batman movie. Unlimited poontang. And that movie's just so fucking stupid in so many ways. It did grow on me rewatching it. I liked it more than I had in the past, because I think, as a result of just these videos are me analyzing who Batman is as a person, I do think that is a very well written and complex version of Batman. Like, Michael Keaton's Batman is very much grown on me. How he's portrayed as this lonely, emotionally stunted wreck who doesn't doesn't really have anything outside of Batman. I love at the start of Batman Returns, he's just sitting in the Batcave waiting, or sitting in this dark room all alone, waiting for the signal to go out, waiting to be summoned to fight, because that's all he has. And he sees a way out in Selina because he sees so much of himself. He sees finally a person I can share this with, not be alone. And she doesn't go for it because she wants revenge, and that's heartbreaking. But also, like, you love revenge. You murdered the Joker out of revenge. You specifically said, "I am going to kill you," and then you killed him. There's no doubt that was deliberate murder. I mean, maybe he probably wanted to just like beat Joker to death. The gargoyle accident was a happy accident, but you definitely showed up to murder Joker. You don't hate murder. You think murder is sick as hell. But you do like try and talk Catwoman out of it, and like just let her get her revenge, and then you can fuck in the mansion. That'd been better, or maybe I don't know. Honestly, Catwoman was a little unstable. I think she's a really good character. She grew on me. She grew on me. I do think it is ridiculous in that movie. They do what so many movies do, where it's like, oh, this woman, look at her. She is so hideous and unattractive because she has glasses on. Michelle Pfeiffer wearing glasses is just the epitome of ugliness. Look at those glasses on Michelle Pfeiffer. Doesn't she look terrible with those glasses? Famed, starlit, beautiful woman, Michelle Pfeiffer. God, those glasses make her hideous. Now, if she took those glasses off, she would suddenly become 10 out of 10. But with those glasses, she's just hideous. Anyway, it's kind of stupid. I got so much writing. What I did today is I wrote, and I watched, and I took notes, and I wrote, and I got through the Batman. Ooh, this is gonna be bad. Hold on. Hopefully you go for Shadow Ball. Go for Shadow Ball? No. Shit. I think I'm faster, and if I'm not faster, then I'm going to lose. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Is this gonna be a wipe? Is this gonna be a full wipe? I think this is gonna be a full wipe. Shit. Shit, this is gonna be a full wipe, I think, because no, my Pokemon have good special defense. No. I let it build up. I wasn't even paying good attention, and I let it build up. Oh, I'm losing my team. Oh, I'm not gonna fight Red. I'm gonna lose my entire team. Oh no, I'm gonna lose my entire team. Wait, Hydro Pump should kill. Never mind. And I don't have animations on. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh, I swear to God, if the correct solution was to have left Ninetales in, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because Ninetales has good special defense. Oh no. Well. Huh. That's all I gotta say. All I've got to say is, huh. Yeah, huh. Welp. Huh. So I have officially lost my Soulsilver Nuzlocke. Huh. Well. The question is, what do I do now? I could get Pokemon out of storage and train them up. But honestly, after grinding up, I don't want to go. Grinding is hell on earth in this game. I think think next week I'm going to do randomized leaf green. I think I'm going to bury these Pokemon, and then I'm going to do a different game. And maybe someday I will go back to Heart Gold, Soulsilver, and see if I can win it. Because this, yikes. Let's shout out to all the people who gave me names that I used for Pokemon that then died in this run. Just get a good look of all of these wonderful, beloved team members who died in this run. Special shout out to Senator, Z-Max, Wyatt Booth, Rustfaller, H-Song, Turtle Boy, El Escolta, not gonna try and pronounce that, Julius, GLaDOS, Garbo Nation, and Necro. Kenya, wait, you weren't named after a viewer, whatever. Ancient Goo, Dragon Bran, Radbert, Spencer Reed. It's lagging. Stupid, Old Dave, Vixcow, Quay2623, Anime Star, and Redrachi. Or I could do Pokemon White next time. I could do Pokemon White instead. I think I'll do Pokemon White. I think next time we're going... next time, much like Osama bin Laden, we are going to New York City. That's the punchline. That's how this ends. The series ended with a 9/11 joke.